That's right. Back at it again, Full Custom Hot Dog, here doing another movie review. That's right. I have a new microphone, so I apologize if the sound isn't as good as it could be or should be. I got to dial that in. I'm working on it. But we're here today to talk about Don't Breathe 2, which was just released 2021 in theaters. I got that movie pass, so I'm going to be watching it. It's not a movie pass. Every time I say that to people, they're like, whoa, movie pass is back. No, I just pay for a subscription to my theater, basically, where I can watch unlimited movies a month. I'm getting very good use out of it. I'm very happy with it. So I saw Don't Breathe 2, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, directed by Rodo Sayagues. I don't know if I pronounced that right. He's mainly produced. This is his first full feature. He's also produced the previous Don't Breathe film and the new upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is apparently completed. There's some weird rumors going around on that one, which I may cover in a video sometime, but who knows. He's the director of Don't Breathe 2. Fede Alvarez wrote this with the director of Rodo, and so now we have our film. Now, before I get into the plot details, I'm going to answer some questions you might have that I had before I watched this movie. One, does it tie in to the prior film? And yes, this was a question I had because of the odd twists involving a turkey baster. Not really. Not exactly, no. This isn't really a OC or anything. This isn't some kind of OAV. It's borderline is, though, because it almost acts like the last film never happened, and I think they wish they never did that twist. I hated that twist in the original Don't Breathe. I get it. I just thought it was a little too far to where I felt uncomfortable. I'm sure maybe that's what they wanted, so it worked. But I think it was a step too far, where you already have this great plot of kids breaking into the wrong house. That already works. And then you turn him into a madman. But the way you do it, pretty gnarly and irredeemable. Which brings us to this film. Now, does Don't Breathe 2 acknowledge those actions? And the short answer is yes, technically. So I guess the shorter answer would be yes. But very technically, it's a throwaway line at the end. And I'm not going to spoil anything, by the way. I don't do spoilers, especially on new movies. Maybe on some movies that really, really piss me off. But on a new movie, no spoilers unless I mark it. Anyway, there's a throwaway line he says at the end. And he basically says, oh, I'm garbage. I'm no good. I'm a bad man. I've hurt people. And I've raped people. And that's kind of all you get regarding that. The whole movie, you're kind of wondering, is there any other twist involving what happened there or anything? You know, so what this film is about, if you haven't seen Don't Breathe 1, the original is about some youths breaking into a house for money. The person whose house they're breaking into, though, is some kind of war veteran who is blind, so they think it's going to be easy pickings, except he's a badass. Pretty much Daredevil. Pretty cool. Neat idea. Then there's some crazy twist in there that makes him just total garbage. And now you're like, wow, they're really trapped in here with a sicko. And he's totally relentless. He's a great character, but like I mentioned earlier, I think that twist sort of ruins any like or appreciation you could have for the character. Which is strange, right? We grow up in a society that loves horror, and especially Freddy Krueger.
I'm your new nightmare.
In the 80s, early 90s, there was Freddy Mania. That dude was a total child abuser. They gave him action figures. He's still beloved. But there wasn't anything as rough as this turkey baster that you see. So I guess in Don't Breathe 2, they're kind of hoping that there's a redemption arc here. And there's not. I don't know how you atone for what he has done in the first one. And I kind of glanced at a couple reviews because I wanted to see if other people came out with the same takes that I did. And I think everyone was around the same page where they're like, yeah, this doesn't make you a hero. You're still a gross dude. And I'm curious to know what they're going to do with this character. He's perfect for a franchise, really. The end sort of sets up the potential for another sequel. I feel like if you did a third one, you'd probably have to do like a Don't Breathe Origins or something. That just feels like a number 3 thing you do. I'm not necessarily into those, but I'm not going to discount it. And it sucks that they had to do this wacky twist that made him so disgusting, because more of these films could be pretty fine. But anyway, part 2 is about our blind man, who I had no idea had a name. I didn't know the blind man's name was Norman Nordstrom, which is completely stupid. I just thought he was the blind man, which I liked. That's fine. Being vague about character traits works definitely in horror and things like that. So he's home, he has his granddaughter, and suddenly men come to the house.
What do you want?
You're coming with us, kid.
Now, I thought these men were maybe sent on a mission from anyone that survived the first flick. See, I'm saying vague, so you can check out that first movie. But that's not quite the case. And that's okay, because the twists that happen here are great. You find out what their motivation is, and then what that motivation is, and there's some neat little twists and turns here. And again, solid movie, solid action film. Almost feels like something like I don't know if you've seen Blind Fury. Not as dumb as Blind Fury, but having this badass blind protagonist who's already been established to be just a garbage, awful person. Now he's fighting other garbage, awful people. Makes for an entertaining flick with some solid action. Stephen Lang always delivers great performances, but seeing the things that he does in his blind state, absolutely fun, and you're always wondering what he's going to do next. It's just a bummer that they came out of the gate with the whole weird twist in the original. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I'm curious to know what you think in the comments. Don't get too spoilery though, just in case other people haven't seen it, you know? So let's be fair right there. But I think that's what always stopped me from really loving the original film, is you want to root for this guy, but damn, bro, you done goofed. And I think that's going to be the prevailing theme throughout this series. I don't know what you could do to try to get this guy back on track, to make him more appreciated, to make people accept him more, because you've already messed up here.
Hey! We screwed up!
But we'll see. I think there's the possibilities of there being a third one. I don't know how well this one has done. I was one of 2 people in the theater, but with the pandemic and everything, it's hard to tell when movies succeed or fail. Everything's all over the place. But I also went at the earliest showing. I woke up and said, oh, there's a movie coming up. Took a shower, ran to the theater. I made it. And it was worth a watch, too. It was a fun movie. I'm going to be curious to see what they do with this character. If they just let him go completely, they try some reboot. You can't really do a retcon. You're not going to do a remake. What do you do? I don't know, man. That'll be a really, really interesting take to see where they take number 3, because you're just taking this deplorable character on this thing. And they don't really show that he'll do anything to get the job done, because he's only fighting bad guys. So maybe some more critical ideas showing that he is a villain. They're trying to make this bad guy into a hero, you know? I don't think that completely works. It works in the context of this film, but not overall in the series. This is a case of bad sequel, good movie, and it happens sometimes. But anyways, I digress. I've ranted enough about this film, potentially soon to be series. So we'll see. Let me know what you think, of course, in the comments. I'm your host, Full Custom Hot Dog. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Full Custom Hot Dog without the last O, because that's just too long for Twitter. So thank you all for watching, and until next time. If you like what you see,
I love what I see.
make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you can watch whatever comes next. And if you like the music you hear, you can follow me on SoundCloud and Spotify. Check the description for links.